Yo guys, what's up? We're watching Soin versus SoK. This is live right now. Well, not if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, but on Twitch, this is live right now. I hope the guys are okay with me watching this. They're setting up this awesome event at the Rara Land Arcadia World Series, co-organized by Being Esports and sponsored by Item and Be Quiet and more. If you want to see more about back to Warcraft content in the Warcraft 3 scene, and they're doing a lot, check them out on YouTube and Twitch. This is live right now. I can't listen with commentary because then we'll all be talking. I'm going to be commentating over it. I will just have about 2% volume on the stream, put myself in a good spot, and start introing you to what is going on in this game. Just kind of put myself over here so I don't block too much of the rest of the game. So this is Soin versus SoK. Soin and SoK are two top Korean players. They are Orc and Human, with the Soin, the Orc, starting with a Farseer and Headhunter opener. I'm just kind of familiarizing myself with the layout. It looks like he has gone for a double Headhunter opener as he takes towards tier 2, delaying his second burrow. His second burrow just finished. And this means that he's not going to have that many Headhunters, just 2. If you go for more Headhunters, your goal generally will be to creep more. If you watch Infi or Happy playing Orc, even though they're not originally Orc, they generally go for a very heavy creeping strategy. But this strat is more about denying the human value on the map, distracting them, keeping them busy, chasing them and damaging them, than it is to creep up himself. Farseer has seen fit to creep up the turtle level 4 in front of his own base. That gives you level 1.5 and a item like the Cloak of Shadows that he has right now. As for SoK, SoK has done 2 camps, the laboratory and the self-same turtle, that has given him a gauntlet, a belt of giant strength, I should say, and then onwards to sell the small item and buy the boots of speed. SoK is now doing some creeping, the human player here, to deny a creep on the side of Soin. This is a valuable play because the second hero for Orc is usually Tauren Chieftain, and the camp that SoK is taking right now is one of the primary candidates for some nice softball early creeping. This takes away a potential route for Soin. Soin does do a very cool play there. He steals one of the creeps there with a single Headhunter. One Headhunter against an army of 5 footmen and a level 3 Archmage, steals a creep and runs away with it. It's this kind of move panning out well that shows good tournament form. Always look out for those kind of plays to see who's in shape, confident and so forth. Nonetheless, this shall not dampen SoK's spirits because he moves forward with Defend Footman and Defend Upgrade, which greatly reduces damage taken from Headhunters and Burrows. It means he can easily and cheaply go for the cancel on the Bestiary. And the best part is, you know Soin knew that was going to happen. Did you notice where he placed his Bestiary to the back of his base? This is absolutely something that he kept into account, is a threat against him. Nonetheless, SoK found and utilized the weakness in that if he attacks at this timing, he can get the cancel on the Bestiary. And even now, SoK didn't restart the Bestiary yet. Only now did he just start it. Fortified burrows have finished, so that is not a target for SoK right now. This is exactly part of SoK's game plan. He's looking to get his tech up. He just finished tier 2. He's getting his Mountain King, getting an Arcane Sanctum and the Advanced Lumber Harvesting upgrade as well. And he goes back in again for another cancel on the Bestiary, and he gets it. This is insane. It's already more than a minute delay on the Bestiaries. All of this is going to make Raiders and Ensnare upgrade very, very late. With just Headhunters, SoK will be able to rain the battlefield with superior control. He will have access to Priests and Sorceresses, and he'll have access to Stormbolt, whereas Soin right now is stuck on an Endurance Aura TC without Shockwave, without War Stomp, and just a couple of Headhunters. He even lost one, he had to kill one of his own Headhunters, and he even feels like he doesn't have enough Headhunters and map control left to send his Farseer into the map to solo creep his TC. So TC is only level 1.5 because he had to share experience with the Farseer right there. Finally now, only at 6 minutes and 50, is Soin able to add a Spirit Lodge to the equation as well. He's got to hope that that one finishes. Now, keep in mind, think of an alternative reality where the bestiary did finish, where a raider is out and where ensnare is out. Do you think Archmage could play this aggressively? No, he would not be able to. But now, SoK is going to come in for more. He could do a Stormbolt, max range Stormbolt on Farseer surround attempt. Is he going to try it? Or really go for the Tauren Chieftain? Very indecisive by SoK with the Stormbolt. He finally decides to go for a Headhunter that by now has already got good defensive position. Nonetheless, this is a very tough cookie to crack for SoK. For Soin to get through all those defend footies. He's got no real damage for it. He decided to add another grunt to do some normal damage. Heal pot TC. He's gonna get the heal pot. Is he gonna use it? There is another Stormbolt. He's focusing the Farseer with the Chain Lightning. He kills the Farseer. SoK was being too greedy. He gets the Spirit Lodge cancel. But he was slowly bleeding health on his Farseer that was already not full health as he went into this. From the jaws of the cusp of defeat, SoK manages to blunder greatly, but Soin made that happen. SoK pretends that it never happened. He's like me. Sometimes I misspeak something, I mispronounce something, and I think if I say enough words afterwards, people aren't going to notice, but they always do. He quickly rebuys his Archmage from the tavern. He's like, no, I never lost it. Here it is. But you know how much that costs? It's double the gold cost from the tavern. That's 480 gold down the drain. A huge swing for Soin that now got his level 2 Tauren Chieftain. Never lost it. He did lose his Spirit Lodge. He did lose a heal pot. Let's not say that the losses for Soin are small. But if anything was going to get him back in the game, that was it. There was a very nicely timed Chain Lightning. By the way, Chain Lightning level 2... didn't get the Feral Spirits level 2, which for the most part of Warcraft 3's history has always been a more popular choice, and SoK decides to go for tier 3. Now we saw a little bit of this already in SoK versus Leon. That's a human mirror matchup that I watched earlier today while cooking and julienning some vegetables. In that game, SoK went for tier 3 twice, and getting knights in both games, whereas Leon did not get knights and focused more around the Spellbreaker play. In a post-game interview, SoK said the reason he went for knights is because he doesn't like Spellbreaker Mirror. He seems to hate it quite a bit with a passion, in fact. And so he is a big fan of tier 3. Sometimes it's the meta that people think, this strat is better. Sometimes it really is just preference. And playing around your preferences is often also giving you a semblance of power. Because if you're having fun, you're being creative, you're being adaptable. And if you're feeling like you're forced into a playstyle just because it's better, you're a little bit less happy. You're less rolling with the punches and all that. So SoK now is going for an extremely unusual tier 3. We normally never really see this in Human versus Orc. Or at least if we do see it, it's because Human fast expands and then wants to go get Griffins. Not with Archmage and Casters. This is very unusual. I couldn't tell who got that creep, but I think Soin stole that level 5 creep, which has now given him level 4-3. By now Soin has out-leveled SoK with 2 levels. And a nice invulnerability potion block as well on the Tauren Chieftain. That means that the Stormbolt in mid-air is fully blocked. Its stun effect and damage not being delivered on the Tauren Chieftain. Soin is having this small ninja army to surgically remove SoK's targeted objectives, which is those creeps, all the while expanding. I really want to commend Soin's intuition here that an expansion is the right play, because he feels that the Archmage loss for SoK has given him a loss of momentum that may prevent him from being able to cancel that expansion. Nonetheless, I wonder how much this is attributable to the fact that SoK went to tier 3, which is a large power loss. Kodo Beast has to run? No, he's gonna lose to Kodo. Oh! He uses the heal scroll to save the Kodo. Well, that's worth it. Heal scroll is worth 250 and a Kodo is 255. The animation of the attacks travels to the Kodo and does in fact cancel the heal salve. I did not know that that is still going to deal damage or cancel. That's interesting. So SoK is now attacking. The question is, how much value does he have from tier 3? Well, he's getting Inner Fire upgrade. And he's getting Control Magic upgrades, both of which are tier 3 upgrades. But for the rest, I don't see Paladin yet, right? I don't see Knights. So for the most part, he just lost a lot of money, 500-600 gold. That's not doing anything yet. Now it could. Now he has control magic. Will he try to steal the Feral Spirits, or will Soin in fact not use Feral Spirit upgrades at all? Cloak of Shadows once again coming in clutch. He's getting a Chain Lightning on the back line, getting some good damage on the Priest. There's a War Stamp and the immediate rehide, meaning he cannot be targeted by Stormbolt. Stormbolt goes on the Kodo Beast instead. This actually gives freedom to TC to start moving again, and perhaps going to the Goblin Shop and putting some of that money that he's getting to good use. Raiders are annihilating the backline. Inner Fire is not finished yet. I really don't see a lot of value for the tier 3 upgrade yet from SoK. May have been a bit of a desperate gamble, an all-in play to try and recoup some kind of control over a game that had spiraled outside of his control because of the Archmage loss. Nonetheless, many small weak units have been taken down by SoK. As Soin could not escape with them, he didn't have a speed scroll anymore. And SoK has Inner Fire ready. With a single Priest, he can start to give 5 armor and 10% damage on any unit of his choosing. If he remembers that he has it. I don't see him using it yet. It would be quite phenomenal on, in particular, Mountain King and Archmage. I really believe he would have used Inner Fire had he put the presence of mind to use it. At the moment, Mountain King has almost got enough mana for another Stormbolt. I think that has TC's name on it. Raiders are getting a lot of Sorceress kills here. We have Control Magic there being used. I was thinking I saw something trippy with colors. What was that? Oh yeah, he stole the wolves. So there it is, Inner Fire on the Priest. He realized all these upgrades are ready. The tower is about to finish. How close is it to finishing? It's gonna get cancelled. Kodo Beast with something inside its belly is running away now. Mountain King in hot pursuit. Kodo stops moving, which actually helps the Mountain King a lot. He saves the breaker. We must be really close to level 5 Farseer by this point. He's 4.8 on the level. I think there's about 10 mana missing from Stormbolt, if I try to judge right here. At the moment, we have about a 8 population lead for Soin. He is actually allowed to drop this expansion. He still has the level lead, about 1.5 level lead. And I think he's going to come back, give a good bit of repair. He went back to the shop to buy Heal Salve, but he didn't feel like he had enough time or money to buy anything else. No mana pot, no heal pot. Really wants to wait as long as possible to try and save that Tauren Chieftain. He's actually just trying to do some maneuvers here to buy time and pull away some attention. Beyond should go back to mining now. That's a level 5 Farseer. Feral Spirits are no longer a choice. He's going to have to get Chain Lightning level 3. Hasn't picked his ability yet. Gets a nice kill there. TC is level 4. It's going to be Endurance level 2. There's the Chain Lightning level 3 on the Archmage. Just to kind of start, weakening him. There is no mana yet for his second Chain Lightning, but he just wanted to make sure to use the mana before the Breakers steal it. We've got a lot of healthy grunts here. That's a lot of healthy grunts. Without the mana on the TC,
Okie dokie.
Grub face.
I feel like it's going really well for Soin. He might be able to hold this. Shaman comes in to do a singular purge on the Water Elemental. There's the second purge. That's a level 5.3 Farseer. Mountain King is about 5 mana short from a Stormbolt. TC running way back from further. Does have a heal salve on himself. Inner Fire on the Mountain King actually makes it really, really tanky. It's interesting because usually in these moments, Mountain King and Archmage feel somewhat killable by War Stamp Focus Fire. But with the 5 extra armor from the Inner Fire, that really does change the equation a bit. Oh, he's going to try to go for the Archmage, perhaps? No, just going for the casters for now. Very patient by Soin. He's fully indulging in the War of Attrition, which is wise because he's the one with the bonus money. At this point, I would just right-click the grunts on the tower and go back with heroes. Buy Heal Salve, double potion. I really feel like those grunts should have been on the tower. I don't think an Archmage and a Mountain King are enough of a dissuasion to allow that tower to come up. Once it's up, it's a lot more annoying. He did get a heal pot and double heal salve, but nothing else. Maybe some clarity potions, but no speed scroll. Tower is very close to finishing. There's the Chain Lightning again. Just uses the heal pot on the TC. Tries to do a surround on the Archmage. Very close. Very, very close. Nice try. The tower at the top is the one with the... oh, nice invulnerability potion block on the Stormbolt. Once again, he was so ready for that. Guard tower targeting the Shaman. Yeah, I think SoK is running out of steam. He's at 32 population, level 4-4, very respectable numbers, but there's so many grunts here. Though I will say the grunts don't feel very intelligent, I'm not saying that the play to get them isn't, but they're just not very agile. They're just kind of walking a lot. They're not getting a lot of hits in. But with that pound total forced on the Archmages, Soin has bought the reprieve, finally, to put the full war machine to effect. Right now, he had always been, just trying to get back to his base and just trying to spend what little time he could there before feeling forced to come back to defend the expansion. But now he can properly get everything. He can go purchase things at the Goblin Shop. He can get multiple heal pot, mana pot, whatever he wants. Speed scroll for once. There we go. There's the speed scroll on the Tauren Chieftain. All right. And SoK. SoK is going to go to 50 population. Maybe spend like a second there to get a bit of money. And then just straight up push over 50. This is a live tournament game. It's live right now in Germany. In, I believe, Hamburg. It's Rara Land, the Back to Warcraft and Being Esports event. If you're liking what you see and you love what they're doing for the scene, they also have donations running to sponsor future events. Farseer is playing with fire with the positioning. There's a Stormbolt on the Tauren Chieftain. Grunts are getting some good damage in on Spellbreakers. Kodo gets an eat on the Breakers. Raiders are in the backline. Big War Stomp coming. That's a good War Stomp. There's another Chain Lightning. Gets one kill. The other casters are momentarily in poor health. There's no heal scroll, I don't think, on the human player. The next Chain Lightning is going to hurt a lot, but he didn't buy a mana potion, which I think would have been real nice. TC does not have invulnerability potion right now. He had given it to the Farseer. There's a Stormbolt on the TC. He might die! He might die! Oh my god! He kills the Mountain King! The Mountain King had a healing potion. This should have never happened. Either it was he got bashed, or there was a critical amount of damage. That clause of attack +4, or +5 on the Archmage, perhaps. He will rebuy the hero, I think. But this is an awkward fight to continue. I don't like this at all. There's a Stormbolt on the Farseer. He blocks it with the invul. It's funny. I think SoK was literally 0.3 seconds late on that Stormbolt. He was at melee range to the Farseer, did a bash. That's a 1 second stun. He thought about it for a microsecond. Then he did the Stormbolt. And that was actually just enough time to do a near point blank invulnerability block. Those grunts are so slow. That's Archmage level 5. He might go for Brilliance. No, he's going to get Water Elemental level 3. There's a Stormbolt focus on the TC. Not enough Shaman Purge for Water Elementals now. Yeah, I think they both had one very bad hero loss that was very well capitalized on by the opponent. It's a very scary situation for Soin. He is in what is called the slow trap, where you cannot win the fight, but if you run, you lose half your army while running. So he feels forced to keep fighting, even though it doesn't look like a good fight. Because everything is slowed. And now he wants to run, but then he's like, oh, awkward! My grunts are slowed, so I can't leave. You see, he's totally trapped in the slow trap. This is like that moment where you meet a brown bear, and you're like, you can't remember if it's brown lay down or if it's brown don't lay down. And you're just doing like all the wrong moves, and you keep being predated. This is so many unit losses for Soin. I don't think he's gonna have enough time to go back to the shop and make it good. The more units he loses, the more close Mountain King gets to 5. There it is! Oh my god. This is a game that I feel like should have never been close after Soin forced the Archmage out. But why soever did he choose to attack without a town portal, without a speed scroll, near SoK's expansion when he's up a base? That feels like a very, very poor decision that he's now paying for. It still came down to excellent plays from SoK. Soin has done so much work. He's done so many good plays to get to that point. He's actually gonna reskill. He doesn't think that War Stamp has enough value. He wants to annihilate caster line with Shockwave Chain Lightning. Can he do it? Huge! Huge! Shockwave Chain Lightning kills one outright. Many others are low. The next Shockwave Chain Lightning will be huge, but he doesn't have Speed Scroll. He needs the mobility of Speed Scroll. The casters are just being sent away, and now you're fighting Breakers, and what are you gonna do against the Breakers with the 2 heroes? Right? You haven't got the army. Farseer in a very compromising position. One Raider against like 5 casters and a Breaker. There's the Stormbolt on the Tauren Chieftain. He only has a healing potion. Farseer now compromised. the casters and 1 breaker dispatched of the Raider. There's a Stormbolt on the Kodo. That does give TC the chance to step up again. He's now looking to do as much range damage as he can on the Mountain King. That's a good shockwave angle. Oh, nice heal scroll from SoK. He was so ready for that. He didn't lose a single unit. Now there's the desperate focus fire on the Mountain King, but look at that monster. He has a Ring of Regeneration, Belt of Giant Strength +6, double Ring of Protection and a Boots. You're not gonna focus him down. I think SoK is doing it, is squeezing a win out of this. And I feel like I showed up at SoK's place and said, yo bro, can you help me with this toothpaste tube? It's totally empty. Look, I rolled up the end and everything and I can't get any toothpaste out. And SoK with these ham arms, he's like, no problem. And there's so much toothpaste that it covers my entire toothbrush. Crazy, crazy clutch by SoK to get a victory out of this. His tier 3 just gave him control magic. It gave him control magic and inner fire. That's it. No paladin, no orb of fire, no staff, no griffins, right? Just inner fire and control magic. And he used that to win and make a comeback here. That was incredible.
Did beautiful job. And once he hit magic control online, wolves were no option as well. So he had to use the chain wave against the backline, but the breaker front didn't fall, and he was scared to dive into the caster because there are 10 breakers and the bolt always available, and if you dive for the backline you will lose a hero or TP or anything else.
Definitely, so true. So now we're gonna take a small look at the brackets and see what's going on with the brackets here. Let's see, Liqui, Arcadia, Warcraft 3. Where are we with the brackets? It's the Being Esports World Series 2024. Qualifications for this event were made via the W3 Champions ladder in part. And then there was also an offline open bracket where many players showed up. And you had players like Soin actually making it through the open offline brackets. Also the Dutch player, Ik Ben Cool. And then you have Pato all the way from Brazil. Wow, all the way from Brazil. And there's Dondelari, Syntec, Reaver. From, I believe, that's South Africa. What an amazing attendance. Labyrinth from Korea, making it through the open offline bracket, 3-0. And then Razor Moon from the US of A. Wow. Big international tournament, super cool. Leon from Germany made it through. Thedalius, who I don't even know. And Loliot from Korea made it through as well. Jens from Chile, I believe. That's crazy. So then it went to stage 2, and that's where we are at right now. So you've got Soin, he 2-0'd Jens, Soin 2-0'd Leon, and then Soin Leon qualified. This is also yesterday. Labyrinth and Loliant qualified. And so then we go to the main event, and that's what we're watching now. We've got Fortitude breezing through 2-0 against Labyrinth and 2-0 against Focus. He was my favorite pick for the event. Happy couldn't make it because of visa issues. And I believe Happy is the #1 player in the world right now. Together with, I suppose, let's say if we don't group gold, silver medal in our head. It's Happy, Fortitude and Lin. Those 3 are the best players in the world right now. Happy, Fortitude, Lin. So with Lin not being here and Happy losing his qualification spot because of visa, Fortitude is the favorite, and he made it through as you would expect from the favorite. In the second part of the upper winner bracket, you have Colorful and SoK. Colorful winning 2-1 against SoK, and Starbuck winning 2-1 against Soin. Very impressive. Starbuck then using Human to nearly... That's crazy. Starbuck really is a wonderful player. And this was SoK 1-0 on Tide Hunters. So we're going to be able to watch game 2. This is the lower bracket round 2. Pato actually took a map from Soin, which is also very impressive. On the other side, you've got Labyrinth and Dice. All right, let's go watch game number 2. All right, here we've got game number 2 on the map. Autumn Leaves. Soin is going to go for a 1-burrow Headhunter opening again. I see that he's not planning to make a second burrow. He's not planning to make a second burrow once again. So this is a 17-foot tech at the 2-minute 5-second mark. That allows him to follow up quickly with double headhunters. I don't know if it's going to be an immediate headhunter, then second burrow, then second Headhunter, or if he's actually doing double Headhunter. I think he's going to do a burrow first. That way his third Headhunter is faster, which means his fourth and fifth are faster. Yeah, there it is. Second burrow is now in production. So that's a slight variation on the build order I've played a lot. I like his variation a lot. So he gets a fast first Headhunter, he gets a fast tech, and then it's just his second Headhunter is a bit slower. He has money for it now, but he forgot to make it at the moment. But then it'll line up nicely with his third. There it is, Headhunter started. And he should be able to make a Voodoo Lounge now as well. He may not go back and use it yet, but you want to at least make sure that it has less chance of being cancelled if the Archmage comes straight for you. Interesting response by SoK. He has decided, like a dog with a bone, the moment he saw the Farseer, to immediately chase him. Just keep hitting. And he got some really good hits off. It's funny, oftentimes I feel like it's a game of chicken in Farseer versus Headhunter. Whoever attacks the other first and starts unloading damage, usually the other starts running. Whether that's FS on AM violence or AM on FS violence. As you can see, the table's half turned. He has sicked the wolves on the Archmage and has come for his own pound of flesh. But much space has been created. So you may be wondering, are both players playing the same? Well, Soin is doing the same as what he was doing last game. But SoK has gone for a completely different angle. In the last game, SoK went for a very high creeping strategy with militia creeping on the laboratory. And he then followed up with a level 3 Archmage, late tech, 5-6 footies and defense upgrade. And the goal was massive delays on enemy tech and to kill things. And he did, right? He got those bestiary cancels. But in this game, he went for a 2 farm tech, not a 3 or 4 farm tech. I think last game was 3. Now it's a 2 farm tech, very bare bones, 2 or 3 footmen, and immediately play aggressive with a level 1 Archmage, not even trying to get brilliance. And that build is a classical that has been very popular with players like Chimiko, who's also a Korean player. And this is the super bare bones, spend as little money on as few things as possible, and everything goes into a big army, a super fast tech, and many riflemen. So what are you not making? No lumber mill, no arcane vault, no fourth footman, right? You're cutting all that away. It's 3 footies, 2 farms, straight into blacksmith. If you could skip arcane tower, you would, but that's too greedy. But you don't get the lumber mill. There it is. There it is. It's rifle priest. The goal is to get the Mountain King second, high level fast. Most human builds get the Mountain King at like 6 minute 30 or maybe 6 minutes, 6 minutes 15. Look at the Mountain King progress. It's 70% done. The minute is 5:27 right now. So he's gonna have a 5:35 Mountain King. That's 30 to 45 seconds faster than what's usual. That means that Mountain King is gonna come over, and when usually Orc is the aggressor in this matchup, now it is going to be the human player that will be the aggressor. A single rifleman applying pressure here? You know, the funny thing is, if they just started hitting each other, Orc wins right now. But they're not just hitting each other. This is a bob and weave type of moment, right? You're running, you're attack. That Stormbolt, he's gonna try to kill his own footman, didn't work. He wants to Stormbolt Headhunters now. I think he's gonna do a max range Stormbolt. Why wouldn't you? There it is, just go for it. He's not gonna go for it? Okay. So Mountain King, he showed his early Mountain King. I don't think it's a surprise to Soin. He knows this archetype of early rifleman play. But I am surprised SoK didn't want to go for it. I guess he felt he had to walk through too much brawny orcs in order to get to the Headhunter in the back. And he's instead going to use the threat of a full HP Mountain King, full mana, to take a contested creep camp. Having the Mountain King and the Priest and the Rifles early allows him to take a camp that Soin cannot contest. Notice how Soin is not trying to contest the middle. He knows what's going to happen. He knows SoK will take both camps, the laboratory and the mercenary camp. Those will give very good items. SoK has already found a Boots of Quel'Thalas, which, to be fair, is not a very good item. That is the worst item he could possibly get from that camp. Literally, bar none. That's the worst. Even Scourge Bone Chimes might be better. But it will have some value. That's going to give him 12% attack speed, so it's like 66% as good as a Gloves of Haste when it comes to enabling Bash but he's not getting bash because he's Stormbolt Clap. All right, so he sold it. No surprise, right? That gives him 240 gold, which is great. And then he immediately bought Invulnerability Potion and Heal Scroll. Soin, for his part, knowing that he can't contest the middle, goes for the bottom right expansion. Had a very timely peon in place there to put down a Great Hall. I do feel like it's a little surprising that SoK went back to get the Goblin Merchant instead of the Mercenary Camp, which can now be contested. Going back for the shop did give him Heal Scroll Invul, which is great, but I feel like he had enough power to go for this first. He should call Militia. I think they're coming. All right, Militia are coming. Who's going to get this creep? 2.1 level the Mountain King. He gets it. Okay, so SoK gets his own Sasquatch. There's an ensnare on the Mountain King. Very nice presence of mind by SoK to scout with the Footman simultaneously. He's trying to get as much damage on the TC as possible. Now he's going to try to snipe the Troll. It did not get stolen by the Farseer despite the usage of a Chain Lightning. I think I saw the experience for Mountain King go up, if I'm not mistaken. He went from 2.3 to 2.4, which doesn't feel like a lot for a Troll 6. SoK is now moving towards the expansion. Normally SoK would like to go for, like, human players, right? They like to get their Mountain King 3 first before attacking. But with an eye on the Great Hall here, SoK should build an Arcane Vault. He should power build Arcane Vault. There we go. That's going to give him Mana Pot, Clarity. Normally it takes like almost a minute, but with the power building, it will only take like 30 seconds. So he's very, very close to having an on-demand shop for Mana Pots, for Heal Pots, and that's very valuable. The Raiders coming in from the side. One is very low. It's going to get targeted down. There's a War Stomp, pretty damn good. That's a lot of Orc units. I'm a little worried for SoK. He feels pressure to attack because of the expansion, and it's correct. But his units are really in the thick of things. That's a nice heal scroll, though. Okay. Rifles have pretty good upgrades. One attack and ranged upgrade. Raiders are low on the side there. The Sorceress couldn't have arrived any earlier. That was so good. That's a Raider dead. That's Mountain King level 3! Oh! If Mountain King can contrive to get Clarity and Mana Pots, he is going to single-handedly solo this army. So many Raiders have gone down to the slow. This is again very similar to last game, where it feels like SoK has the better army, but Soin has a running expansion. He's trying so hard to surround the Archmage, and he succeeded. There is Dispel upgrade. He could Dispel the Wolves, but he decided to allow himself to be surrounded. He TP's out. There was extremely good micro by Soin, getting that surround there on the Archmage. You could really tell that the Archmage was extremely unwilling to get surrounded, but Soin wouldn't let him go. And now, even though I felt like SoK was just inches away from winning, Soin manages to hold on for a bit more. At equal supply. Equal levels almost. Not quite, not quite. His TC is a little higher, but his Archmage, the Archmage is higher than the Farseer. Access to the shop, Heal Scroll, Invul on both heroes. If SoK uses Invulnerability Potion, right, without losing his hero, which he made a mistake before with Town Portal with Archmage last game, where he didn't use it on time. If he uses Invul, those heroes should be invincible for the relevant amount of time. Great Hall, of course, does not die fast to rifles, so Soin has some time to plan his move. He's got 6 peons repairing. As for Warmill upgrades, Soin actually managed to fit in an armor upgrade. Not very useful against Clap and Bolt, but very useful against rifles and Archmage and Water Elemental. Nice Dispel on the Wolves. There's a Clap, decent, hit about 4 units. Kiting backwards. TC trying to get a good War Stomp. I think he's going to settle for this. Double Rifle and a Priest. Mountain King buffering the front. He's going to get a huge Thunderclap. That was insane. Hitting about 5 units. Nonetheless, they're still chunky. And Soin does a hot drop of a heal scroll, healing every single unit. Next Thunderclap is big once again. Raiders are killing Priest in the back, but they're taking a lot of damage in return. 2 Raiders go down. Mountain King. Another clap. That was insane. This is exactly how this strategy is meant to work. Every Thunderclap level 2. A massive demoralizing smackdown and diminishing of health on the Orc units. With the Arcane Vault there, you have a building that's far more useful than any guard tower could be. Look at this. Clarity, mana pot. He has Stormbolt level 2 now. And War Stomp didn't do much. War Stomp is an enabler for more damage, but there is no other damage. There it is! Mana pot clap! Boom! Gets the Farseer. Farseer still had TP. He was holding on to that mana potion to create a false sense of illusion, a false sense of safety. Doing first the Thunderclap, doing first the Stormbolt, seeing how low the Farseer was, then guzzling the mana pot, using the 3-second stun time of the bolt to follow up with the Thunderclap. You see, did you see that? Soin had the esports headshake. There's no stronger indication for an impending loss than the esports headshake. He was gaming, right? And he was like this. There's few more powerful emotions shown in the world of esports than the slight head tilt and the gritted teeth. He knows he's in a bad spot. SoK is breathing down victory. He's killing the base. He's got hero levels 5 Archmage nearly. 4.9. And a Mountain King level 4 against heroes that are just shy of level 4. Soin is going to have to pull a Magic Rabbit out of the bag in order to bring this one back. He has a very brawny army, but all of it is melee. That means it's going to funnel in around the Mountain King, which means maximum clappage. You don't want to see orcs getting clapped. I don't want to see that. But that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't see any casters on the side of Soin. He has decided to go for a more basic upgraded army. 1/1 upgrades. If SoK wants to be greedy here, he can pull his Archmage away and give all the XP to the Mountain King. A little bit less mana, a little bit less damage. But it would mean that he gets all of the XP on the MK, and he's going to get Thunderclap level 3. Archmage runs even further away, at the risk of running into raiders, but he has Invul, Ankh, and TP. Mountain King gets the creep, level 4.9. He's going to get one more creep count to get 5. Item found is Khadgar's Bong of Brilliance. Reminds me of the moment in the Quest for the Holy Grail with Monty Python, when the English knights show up asking passage into the castle because they have a grail, and the French ones say, "He's already got one!" And they don't let in the French knights, the English knights, Arthur, and the Knights of Camelot, because he's already got one. And he already had a pipe, so he sold it, and he purchased a heal scroll on the Archmage. Mountain King has invisibility cast from a sorceress with a depth upgrade. He's not gonna so easily let Soin get away. One Stormbolt to attempt to tether Soin to a bad fight. Now I believe that Stormbolt should have been ignored by Soin. You know? You don't need to run faster than a lion, just faster than your friend. And in this case, the lion has made its mark. That actually costed Soin a heal scroll in an ill-fated attempt to try and wrap around the Mountain King. Any form of bravado or bravery or braggadociousness should be erased from Soin's mind, because SoK is an insurmountable mountain for Soin right now. The only way to win this one is by elimination, killing peasants, TP tactics, Zeppelin tactics, speed scroll hit and run. Hero focus from out of nowhere, but there's too much protection. There's too many layers of protection on SoK's heroes. So don't try to be a hero, don't try to fight. Fortified defenses, speed scroll, and wraparound. Chances of success in that build, even if you do that, what I just said, less than 1%. But the chances of winning a head-on fight, less than 0.01%. So go for the less than 1%, right? Maybe 1 in 500 games, 1 in 200 games, you get a W. Go to get a TP. He's got a TP. You can tell already that Soin knows it. He wouldn't have a TP if it's going to come down to a straight-up fight. I can tell you that. Unfortunately, despite having the resources to get fortified defenses, all the way until now, Soin never did. Even though it felt like this game was headed in this direction for the last 5 minutes, he doesn't have fortified defenses. By now, I would have definitely had it, because I lost faith in Orc winning this match a long time ago. So he should have had it. His burrows would have been tankier. And he's got Pillage, which is a good thing. Pillage is ready. He's also favored to attack, to armor upgrades, which you can see here, over to attack upgrades. This is another mistake, because Thunderclap will completely ravage his army, no matter how much physical armor they have. And attack upgrade is what helps you base race. So no fortified, wrong upgrade. Of course, we are really just mincing small details here. And there's going to be the pound total from SoK. Soin is going to stay. He's going to war stomp on what he thinks is on top of the army. Unfortunately, Grunt Raider have negative damage against this army. There's a heal scroll number 1. War Stomp could be quite nice, right? But by now he actually blocked himself out of the optimum location. I don't know why he walked south. I think it was to get out of the Arcane Tower. There's the wolves. They're going to get dispelled fast. Decent War Stomp, but ultimately Soin realizes it's a futile pursuit. SoK must be ecstatic to advance a further step into the next round. He gets the W. Very nice, respectable crowd. I love this crowd. I seldom cheer for whoever wins. Absolutely amazing crowd. People having a great time here. I think they fully sold out. Hundreds of tickets. Probably the biggest international LAN event for Warcraft 3 in 2024 and beyond. Very good job by SoK. Cool. Very cool result. Maybe we'll cast more games from this tournament. Hope you enjoyed it and see you guys next time. GG's.